Good morning. This is John Harrington, and I'm speaking on behalf of Irena Harrington and her Wirebuilt business, doing business as Internet Consultants Group. I wanted to give you a little bit of a chance to understand Wirebuilt, how we do things, and share with you one of our more recent projects, a project called Odd Diet. What we recognized in 2016, the Nobel Prize went to a Dr. Yoshimi, did his work with something called autophagy. And autophagy is an interesting topic, but you've not heard that word before, and that makes you, as they say, normal. We have created this website, which is odddiet.com, ODDDIET.com. And if you were to visit Odd Diet and you were to visit the resources page, you would see that there is various information here, including a video from this gentleman who is the 2016 Nobel Prize winner for his work in autophagy. Like most of Americans, we have worked very hard over the years to try to figure out how to become healthier and to lose some weight and so forth. And like most Americans, we had determined that dieting was non-productive. And we found out sort of by accident that something remarkable happens when you stop eating, when you fast, when you take 24 hours and you just stop sticking things in your mouth. On a cellular level, and this autophagy, this Nobel Prize I was talking about in 2016, is about that specifically, and the work that has gone into that allows you to produce wonderful, lasting results. And both Irena and myself have been the beneficiary of that. And we concluded pretty much nobody knows this. And so we created this website to help communicate that information in general, just to make that all convenient in one place. This provides an interesting opportunity for us to kind of show you how we think about projects and what it's like to take a project from the beginning to the conclusion. This was something that was put together very quickly in a matter of a week or so. And it has many of the elements necessary for success. First, it is a highly mobile. If you visit odddiet.com on a mobile device, you'll notice that it resizes properly so that the navigation works quite well on a 4-inch screen. It also works quite well on a larger desktop computer. So at the same time, you'll notice that we figured out that for this project to be successful, it was going to need to have some social elements to it. And so we put special tools here allowing people to be able to visit and see the content and like the content and decide, I want to share that with all of my friends on Facebook. A single click of a button, put that together, helps us with also a newsletter resource and project. And so this was a project that took us about a week from concept to completion. Additionally, I wanted to share with you a project called CAS Local. We recognized that there was a situation, obviously, where we are all living with the realities of the coronavirus trauma, and especially in small businesses that have been devastated by this. And one of the concepts that we came across is that large towns like Omaha had mechanisms to help their small businesses, but small areas, and specifically Cass County, Nebraska, Sarpy County, and Odo County, did not necessarily. So we wanted to create a default portal for that purpose. And we found some interesting ideas out there. And one of the ideas, because small businesses typically bristle at the idea of taking any kind of handout or charitable monies even though that's something that they desperately need right now. We found that the introduction of a gift card account, especially from a company called Square, which does a really nice job of making gift cards available for free, basically for small businesses, allows those people who are loyal to the business and want to help that small business to survive to be able to inject cash by purchasing gift cards today. Several $100s worth of gift cards, with that money going directly into the coffers of the business and allowing them to retain staff and pay their bills and basically survive the a few weeks necessary to get past the critical phase of this. And so a simple thing like getting a Square account, and we wanted to make sure that that was something that was available here. The other thing that we recognized is that there is going to be checks in the not too distant future, hopefully, in the amount of $1,200 per person. However, one person in 5, happily, does not have a burning need for that check right this minute. We have some individuals that pay people that make other purchases and so forth. So there's a 3 times benefit if people choose, as opposed to spending their $1,200, using it to invest in this fashion. So with those resources available, we wanted to make it as convenient as possible for people to channel that money. Example of are seeing an opportunity and using our tools to take advantage of it. Okay, I've included the written portion of our presentation, and I just wanted to kind of walk you through that. That's conceptually how we do business at Wirebout. And basically the thing for us to remember is that we are always moonwalking. We always start with the agreed upon end result destination, and then we work backwards. In 25 years, we have learned if you skip this step, there is very little likelihood that the completed work will ultimately satisfy the business owner's expectations. If you do happen to succeed without this step, it was pure luck, not a plan. Every business needs to be able to recite their differentiators. What is the difference between your business and the dozens of your competitors? Can your clients easily explain why they chose you over your competitors? And do you actively communicate these critical competitive differentiators with every ad in every media? If the answer to the question why did your competitors choose you is because you were the cheapest, that is a bit of a concern. If your competitors recognize that, your clients are likely to be somebody else's clients, especially in a highly volatile marketplace like we anticipate for the foreseeable future. If you cannot clearly explain your value differentiators as a general purpose, then you are not in business, you just have a very expensive hobby. Of the 5 or 6 major value differentiators between Wirebout and everybody else that builds websites, the most distinct is our practice of working backwards from a clear, agreed destination. The most difficult aspect of this process is to get everyone to agree what the destination obviously looks like. Generally, business owners have a quick answer to the question, what does success for your business look like? How many times, but many times, a thoughtful investigation of the question yields surprises as well as additional questions that require more thought. The answer, what does success look like, might include acquiring a competitor. It may include retiring in the Bahamas, but my guess is that no matter what, the answers are different than they were at this time last year. Once there is an agreement as to the destination, it is time to walk backwards. Creating a critical path or timeline can be very helpful in this process. The process often unveils hidden challenges that require changes to several assumptions. Today, success may be surviving to the next payroll. Different times, different kinds of challenges. The process always begins with careful listening for the opportunity. With a new client, having them describe their best times, their worst times, and their vision of the future is essential. Today, in our post-apocalyptic world, the future needs to be divided into three parts. Part one, the immediate future between today and May 1st of 2020. On May 1st, there will likely be a rush to secure a dominant position in your marketplace, requiring resources to be both financial and strategic. On April 30th of 2020, there will be two kinds of business people left standing: the lucky and the determined. The lucky are not likely to still be standing on May 30th. They will either not be working for the determined or living with their in-laws. Part two, the new norm, we believe is going to be effective on June 1st of 2020. By then, the market strata will be pretty clear, and the new domination of every industry will be pretty obvious. The dominant business leaders will have scooped up the best people and purchased resources from their devastated competition. This is where the ability to quickly rebrand and to have the talent to recognize brand new trends in client behavior will be rewarded by positions of dominance in the new economy post-apocalypse. So I am likely wrong, but only off by dates. No one to have that. These are some of my base assumptions for the future. Digital is always going to be part of the marketplace. I do not believe that we're all going to be living in caves, but even if we are still going to want to have things. You can depend on individuals like Jeff Bezos to adapt with light speed to have animal skin print screens if that is where the tastes are. You can trust Jeff Bezos to play a dominant role in several new business segments. Plan on a fleet of flying dinosaurs with the Prime logo on the side. There is always going to be a need to compete and deliver your best message. This means your competition will never take a break. Number 3 in my assumptions is that your competition will never take a break so that you can catch up. Frankly, you would not want to live in a world where there is not keen competition. You expect fresh produce, the best medicine, the most stylish animal skins. You have had the best, and there is no going back. By July 2020, the dust will literally be settling. We will have cornered Corona with pharmaceuticals, equipment, talented people, and procedures, and all of this will be joining Mad Cow, AIDS, typhoid, Pearl Harbor, and 9/11 in the ranks of terrible moments in history. We will share our memories and argue which was worse over pitchers of Corona beer and limes in loud, crowded Irish pubs. This is John Harrington speaking on behalf of Wirebelt Company, building your future on the World Wide Web and doing business as Internet Consultants Group. We'll see you in July.